Welcome this morning to the Advanced Manufacturing Outlook for 2014, hosted and put on by the California Network for Manufacturing Innovation. Those of you that know CNMI, we are one of the 16 iHubs in the state of California. Many of the board are here, and I'll introduce them in a little bit. But we wanted to start right off with some welcoming remarks, so it's my pleasure to introduce Dean Jack Knott of the Price School of Public Policy for here at USC. Dean.
It's my great privilege to welcome you here to the beautiful campus of the University of Southern California and to the USC Seoul Price School of Public Policy. As Dean, I work with faculty and students to produce innovative research as well as education programs to help improve the economic and social well-being of communities. That's one of our primary missions. One of the things that sets us apart from our peers is that we have a truly multidisciplinary, problem-focused approach to the issues we address, including economic development. We also very much work across the sectors. We're very much interested in working in the public, nonprofit, and private sectors to address the complex issues facing our rapidly changing world. Our school has significant expertise in community and economic development, in urban economics and labor economics, among other areas. We also are a global school. I was just talking a moment ago about relations with China. We have strong relationships in Asia in particular, but also in South America and Europe. We've just been doing last week 2 weeks of executive education with the business and manufacturing leaders from China. We had about 25 of them here at the school. We've done that with business and manufacturing leaders in Indonesia and Taiwan and Korea as well. So we have a strong global connection related to manufacturing and economic development also. But what I'm most proud of is that the USC Price School is the home of the USC Center for Economic Development, which is directed by Professor Leonard Mitchell and Associate Director Deepak Bal. The center is a founding member of the California Network for Manufacturing Innovation, and it's really dedicated, one of its key missions is to support the manufacturing community. And so we hope each and every one of you leaves today with new knowledge, new connections, and also great aspirations for the future of manufacturing in our region. In addition, and this is a remarkable accomplishment of the center, a joint effort between the Center for Economic Development and the City of Los Angeles recently secured one of the 12 federal manufacturing community designations for the counties of Los Angeles, Orange, San Diego, and Ventura. This means that there is preferential access to about $1.3 billion in federal government funding for initiatives serving the region's aerospace and advanced manufacturing industries. So you can learn more about this advanced manufacturing partnership that they formed in Southern California and how to participate in the trade show, which is just across the lobby in the Vineyard Room on the other side of this building. So I wish you all a very productive and enjoyable day at the conference here at the USC, and I thank you all for attending. I know you're going to have a great day. And now it's my great privilege also to welcome to the podium Dr. Michael Kassner from the USC Viterbi School of Engineering. He will provide you an overview of the research that is taking place in Viterbi that will transform the materials and methods used in making several products. Michael?
I'm Mike Kassner, and I'm taking the place of Dean Janis Yortzis, who was out of town and asked me if I would take his place. I think part of the reason he chose me was that I was one of the co-PIs. I would have been co-director of the DMDI, the Digital Manufacturing Initiative, that unfortunately USC was a finalist with ISI, but we did not win, although several aspects that Price had participated did outstanding. I'll talk a little bit about some of the work Viterbi is doing. The one thing I'll have to mention really right away is that USC is extremely supportive right now of manufacturing, and that's coming from President Nikias. who is the former dean of the Viterbi School of Engineering, and Janis Yortsis. As I'll show on my last slide, we're in hiring mode right now, specifically in the area of manufacturing. And the areas in which we're engaged at the Viterbi would be the digital manufacturing initiative, which I just mentioned, and then also electronics, and I think it might be the second one in which we have another national manufacturing initiative proposal. There's also, as I show here, the composites, and this is also where we have one of our faculty, which would be Stephen Knott, who's really very, very good in the area of polymer-based composites. Steve is working with the University of Delaware for a new national manufacturing initiative. That is, USC has a piece of that proposal, a significant piece, and we're actually fairly optimistic that the collaboration with Delaware will go fairly far. Steve, again, as I mentioned, works in all phases of polymer-based composites. What I would say about Steve is that his work is largely dovetails with manufacturers, particularly in California. We also have the Center for Robotics and Embedded Systems. Before I came back here to USC, I was Director of Research for the Office of Naval Research. And what I can tell you is that the Navy has a very, very high regard for USC in the area of robotics and autonomous systems, very high opinion, and has very good funding in this area. And I think this is going to be one of our cornerstones in USC manufacturing. We also have additive manufacturing. I think many of you may have been at Lawrence Livermore for the last meeting, and that's when Professor Baruch-Nevis, I think, gave a talk on USC's efforts in manufacturing, additive manufacturing, which has been a strength at USC, I think, for some time, and we've added a faculty member, Yang Chen, who works closely with Baruch in this area. So additive manufacturing, I think polymer-based composites, robotics, are very, very strong areas here at USC. And if there are any questions in this area, I can refer you to the proper persons in these areas. As I mentioned, we've recently had searched the world for a top senior manufacturing person. This was an initiative that came straight from our most senior leadership here at USC. And we have an offer out. We think the person is going to accept. I think that person, who's very senior, very, very good, is going to be here and will further strengthen our manufacturing efforts here at USC. The intention with that hire is to have that person take a particularly key role in hiring additional manufacturing persons. So what I will tell you is that we're doing very good manufacturing work and that we here at USC hope to do a lot more of it. It really is an impetus here at USC. So with that, if there's any questions, I will be available. Thank you very much for your time, and best regards from Dean Janis Yortsis.
Hi, my name's Dion Jackson. I'm also with the USC Center for Economic Development, and I wanted to point you to your programs. Inside the program, you will see a white piece of paper with lots of print on it. This is a survey. We would appreciate your participation in this because we're in the middle of gathering information about manufacturers in our region, both for the Advanced Manufacturing Partnership for Southern California as one of the Investing in Manufacturing Communities partnership efforts that we're participating in, also looking statewide at what are the needs and interests of manufacturers so that we can support communities in coming together like we did in Southern California to support them. So whether it's that you need help with getting the right kind of trained personnel, whether you need access to capital, whatever it is, this is where we're capturing information, and we'd really appreciate your participation. There will be a box in the technology or the trade show where you can drop them off, and there'll also be someone at the door around lunchtime to pick those up. Thank you, and I'm going to turn it back over to Rob.
My name's Rob White. I'm with the City of Davis, and I feel like in full disclosure, those of us that work in local government will recognize full transparency. We should always admit those allegiances we have, and I too am somebody from USC. I got my master's here, and I'm currently working on my doctoral program, and Leonard is actually my dissertation chair. So if it seems a little nepotism that's going on here, it's absolutely true, and we apologize to all of our folks at UCLA, Cal, UCI, et cetera. Let me talk about our sponsors. Again, those are those folks that are both demonstrating but also have given generously to make today happen. Most specifically, the Patent Group. are Goldman Sachs. The California Community Colleges gave a very generous donation in order for today to happen. Next Engine, the Long Beach City College, and then obviously USC, both hosting us here, but also generously supporting this program. It's always important to know who's in the room, and I think it's very valuable that we do a little bit of quick surveying here. Just by show of hands, those individuals that are here from the LA area, raise your hand. So you can see that's great turnout. Those from San Diego, great, appreciate you coming up. Those from the Central Valley, including Sacramento, so that's three of us. Those from the Bay Area, San Francisco Bay Area, and then anyone else from other farther parts of California. Good. The thing I wanted to point out there is that CNMI is a California-wide innovation hub. It's a California-wide network, and you'll hear right now as I read out the board members that we have broad distribution of representation across the entire state. As I read your name, if you don't mind just holding up your hand, you don't need to stand. Jose Anaya from El Camino. Is Jose in here? No? All right, he'll be back in a second. Brandon Cardwell with iGate Innovation Hub out of Livermore. I know he's not here. Patrick Dempsey with Lawrence Livermore National Labs. Leonard Mitchell with USC. Kim Robertson from Lawrence Berkeley National Lab. Gene Russell with Mannix, which is one of our 2 MEPs here in the state. Gregory Washington with University of California, Irvine. Jim Watson with CMTC, which is the other MEP, and then myself, Rob White. This is your current board as well as leadership team for CNMI. The reason I point them out is that every one of us also has a subgroup, a committee that we run in the different areas of trying to deliver a network for manufacturers. I would encourage you not only to go to the CNMI website, which is cnmi.bz, but also seek us out as board members and ask us what it is that we do. For me, it's communications and policy. I would love to have some of you folks volunteer to work with us through the year, not only to do things like this, today's event, but also talk about manufacturing on an ongoing basis, both at the state level, but also federally and locally. I, again, encourage you to go to the website, but also come talk to the board members. Ask them what they do, what their roles are, and what they see as the opportunities as we roll forward.